rumors about Dr. Umar Johnson allegedly being arrested, all because he been scamming and scheming for the past 20 years. He been working on building a school, but he acquired millions and the school's still not up and running.
Now, according to IRS Form 990, the filings reveal disturbing financial irregularities, okay, with Jermaine Shermark. That's how he files it. He doesn't file it under Dr. Umar. It's Jermaine, okay?
And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. They had no record of my account.
The FBI just blew the lid off Dr. Umar's empire with brand new federal charges that could lock him up for decades. We're talking RICO, tax fraud, and wire fraud, the whole package. And here's the kicker. Investigators claim they've got receipts linking it all back to the donations he raised to build a school. Now Dr. Umar is scrambling because this time smooth talk won't save him. The big question circling everywhere right now, is Dr. Umar really a fraud, or is he being set up?
Why, Dr. Umar is not a real person that anybody should be taking any advice from. I hope that we all understand that, but it seems like some folks are surprised.
Before we even break down the charges, we need to talk about the exact moment Dr. Umar realized the feds had him. Let's just say he did not take it well. He jumped on Instagram Live and went on a full-blown rant, claiming the system was out to destroy an innocent black man who only wanted to uplift his community. Classic Dr. Umar energy, but this time it hit different. He wasn't just fiery, he looked shaken, like he'd just gone through a traumatic ordeal. And here's the kicker. In between the rants, he admitted his bank accounts were frozen. Now we know why. Those same accounts are at the center of the federal fraud case that could put him away for decades.
Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
What fans didn't realize at the time was that Dr. Umar filmed that rant right after the feds told him to turn himself in. And if you watch closely, you can actually spot the moment it hit him, his whole operation was about to come crashing down. According to reports, Umar eventually did surrender, but he tried to do it under the radar. No cameras, no statements, no flashy headlines, just a quiet handover, because he knew if the world saw him in cuffs, his biggest fear would come true, being exposed as a scammer. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. While Umar was trying to bury the news of his arrest and the looming RICO case, Tasha K jumped into the mix. And you already know, when Tasha shows up, she's bringing receipts. In her latest YouTube breakdown, she laid it all out, exposing what Umar has really been doing with his so-called charity and that infamous school. And this is crucial, because the FBI's indictment specifically lists those missing donations as part of the fraud and racketeering evidence. Tasha didn't just toss around rumors either, she came with hard facts and figures. According to her, Umar was skimming donations for personal use and dodging taxes by refusing to account for the money. And that, right there, is why the feds are now on his neck. The numbers don't lie, and the picture they paint is crystal clear.
Now, according to IRS Form 990, the filings reveal disturbing financial irregularities, okay, with Jermaine Shermark. That's how he files it. He doesn't file it under Dr. Umar. It's Jermaine, okay? Now, the nonprofit shows assets of $634,436 as of 2024. This is what he's saying that he raised. This is what he reported. Okay, now you know he go begging inside of that car without a haircut every other day or on the side of the building in which he lives in, because they say his house is right there on a row house in Philadelphia somewhere. Okay, according to the IRS filings, this is inconsistent reporting of contributions. Okay, now while official filings show that only $321,408 in total contributions over the last 5 years, evidence suggests Johnson raised significantly more through other channels.
For years, Dr. Umar has been asking the public for money to build his so-called school. And let's be clear, this wasn't him putting up his own cash and just needing a little help. Every single dime that's gone into this project has come straight from the public. The problem? Umar has never once been transparent about how much he's actually raised or where the money is going. Instead, he hops online, demanding that African Americans abandon the public school system and funnel their funds into his school. A lot of people saw through it early on. They called it what it was, a grift. Even the name of the school raised eyebrows. Umar has long claimed he's a descendant of Frederick Douglass, despite never proving it, and with the Douglass family publicly distancing themselves, the whole thing looked shaky from the jump. Still, plenty of people bought into the vision and donated their hard-earned money. But here's the catch. After all these years, the school still hasn't opened. Every time the launch date approaches, some setback conveniently pops up. Coincidence? Maybe. But with everything we know now, it looks more like Umar was the one manufacturing these delays to cover his tracks. The most recent delay was the biggest red flag yet, and prosecutors are actually using it as evidence in the federal fraud case. Back in June, Umar claimed the school had been vandalized. He said the library, cultural artifacts, and supplies were destroyed conveniently, though the building itself was untouched, just damaged enough to delay the opening yet again. To sell the story, Umar even posted a video of himself interrogating a group of kids, accusing them of being the vandals without their parents' consent. And that's when people really started questioning whether this was all just another stunt to explain away the missing funds.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. I'm back again. While I was on the live, the children had snuck into the school, which means they knew the door was unlocked. Listen to me, brothers and sisters. For children to know that a door is opened, and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know that the door was open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know the door was open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days, I wonder when they broke in. I wonder when they broke in, because if the children already know the door was open.
Police also couldn't figure out what happened, and the only evidence we have that there was even a vandalism was this little clip. And let's be real, that so-called vandalism didn't look nearly serious enough to justify delaying the school's opening for an entire year. Something wasn't adding up, and people had questions. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Where's the proof of this damage? Show the receipts. Were you insured? Why no photos? Or is the real vandalism you in this entire project? And by the way, your story about frozen accounts makes zero sense to anyone who actually understands the banking system. Weeks later, the truth finally came out, and when it did, Umar had no defense. The vandalism excuse was nothing more than a cover-up. Reports revealed that he had been neglecting vacant property registration fees and utility bills, and because of that, the school property was already facing auction. In fact, it was set to be auctioned off by August 25th, 2025 if he didn't pay up. So what did Umar do? He went on the defensive. He claimed the fees were punitive and discriminatory, saying the state was trying to shut him down. Then, in classic Umar fashion, he tried to flip the narrative, painting himself as a victim, begging for even more donations, and rallying for sympathy. But according to Tasha K, this was nothing more than a stall tactic to buy time and keep himself out of jail. And if you thought that was bad, it only gets worse. Because soon after, leaked federal documents exposed something far bigger, Umar's alleged PayPal scam. The report claims Umar raked in over $1.5 million in donations through GoFundMe and PayPal, not just for the school, but for other charity causes he said were meant to uplift the black community. The issue? Nobody has ever seen proof of where that money went, or what those charities have actually achieved. And every single time he gets called out, Umar does the same thing, jumps online, blames the system, and warns his followers not to believe the criticism. But now, with federal investigators involved, those excuses might not work anymore.
Reported GoFundMe campaigns, all right, that he's been suspended from through 2014 and 2015 of over $400,000 raised before the account suspension. That's a lot of money for GoFundMe, okay? PayPal donations, approximately $125,000 documented. Speaking fees and direct donations, estimated $750,000. This man raised all this money and ain't got a haircut yet. Total estimated funds, 1.6 to 2 million that they can account for, and this is with them digging. They've been on this, okay? And we're gonna talk about how much they've been on this, and that's the reason why that damn school is on the auction block right now, vacant school that never opened. And he promised to open it in 2013 and kept pushing back the opening date and blamed us, well, not me, y'all, if y'all donated, as to why it can't open, because black people can't stick together, okay? Even though he was running it like a mom and pop.
For a while, these tactics kept working until people finally started asking the questions Umar couldn't answer. One of the loudest critics, Charleston White, he straight up called Dr. Umar out for preying on black women through emotional blackmail. According to Charleston, Umar constantly panders to women, posing as their ally, when in reality, all he really wants is their money.
You mentioned Umar Johnson, and I don't know what's going on with his school, but I know that
you know what's going on with the school. It ain't been built. Shit, ain't nobody seen the classroom. Just seen the flag hanging out, flying in front of that.
He's been talking about it for 15 years, 16 years or something like that.
Yeah. He been lying. And results is everything.
Yeah.
Results is everything. I ain't never built nothing begging, other than Joel Osteen. But his daddy passed him to church.
Yeah, that is true.
His daddy passed. I ain't never seen build nothing begging.
And the sad truth is, Charleston White wasn't lying. Dr. Umar has built his brand on presenting himself as a champion of black women, even going so far as to shame men like Jonathan Majors for dating outside their race. But the hypocrisy is clear, because the moment women start questioning him, Umar turns around and insults the very people he claims to protect. What makes this even more damaging is that it's not just haters or critics calling him out anymore. Even longtime supporters are beginning to distance themselves. Donors are pulling their money, demanding accountability, and quietly unfollowing him on social media. Some have gone public, outright calling him a crook and maybe even a criminal. The biggest shock came when Tariq Nasheed, one of Umar's closest allies, broke his silence. In a sit-down with DJ Vlad, Tariq didn't hold back. He admitted that in the beginning, he believed in Umar's school project. And that's significant, because now even Umar's own allies are aligning with the FBI's narrative that this was never about education, but about fraud. Tariq confessed that he personally donated thousands to the school, buying into the Pan-African dream Umar sold. But over time, he lost faith as Umar got caught up chasing clout, stirring up drama, and indulging in conspiracy theories instead of focusing on the vision. The breaking point came when Tariq tried to pull him aside and caution him. Instead of listening, Umar spiraled into more antics and their friendship collapsed. In that interview, you could see it on Tariq's face, the slow realization that Dr. Umar wasn't the leader he thought he was, but a man running one of the shadiest grifts in the community.
When he was talking about that school about a decade ago, I was for it. I donated to it. And a lot of people, every time Umar does something, they would tie me in.
Really?
Oh, they would always tie me in.
I've never heard about this.
They would always tie anything he did. Hey, Tariq, what's up with Umar? Because I put Umar on. He wanted to use that notoriety to get money for the school. I'm like, hey, I'm all for that. But then when people start seeing all of the excuses, people start getting skeptical, and people start always coming to me, man, what's up with Umar? You and Umar in y'all school. Hey, I don't have, hey, no, y'all school. No, it's not y'all school. No, but you had them in your movies. They just tie me in, and I can't. I said, look, to be honest, I don't think the school is happening. I said this about around 2017, and Umar we fell out because he started kind of attacking me publicly, and I helped the guy get
the truth.
Yeah, he started attacking me, and then I started getting in on him, so we fell out. And, I told people back in 2017, I said, let me keep it a bean, man. That school ain't never going to get built. That's just, don't ask me about it again. That's my opinion. It ain't going to get built, man. Just if it's going to get built, it would have been built already. It don't take it.
But that's not even the half of it, because it turns out Dr. Umar has been on the FBI's radar for years. He just had no idea they were already watching him. The first red flag that got them to open a file on him didn't even involve money. Back in 2018, the State Board of Psychology accused Umar of practicing without a license. Not only was that embarrassing, it showed a clear pattern of deception, a pattern the feds are now using to argue that Umar has been running scams for years. Of course, he denied everything. He claimed he was being targeted, went on rants about his Facebook and GoFundMe accounts being suspended for no reason, and once again played the victim card. And sure enough, people felt sorry for him. But the receipts told a different story. There are countless videos of Umar online acting like a licensed shrink, giving psychological advice, and even using those same tactics to push people into donating more money. Let's not forget he self-published a book called Psychoacademic Holocaust, The Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys, where he argued that learning disabilities were just a tool to oppress black children. But later, he contradicted himself in videos, claiming ADHD and mental illness weren't even real. So when he turned around and denied ever practicing psychology, it only exposed him as a liar and raised serious questions about what else he might be hiding. That's when federal investigators dug deeper and discovered that Dr. Umar wasn't at all the man he claimed to be. Now, everything is coming full circle. The fake school, the frozen accounts, the bogus psychology claims every scam he thought he buried is now Exhibit A in a federal case. The feds aren't letting go, his supporters are abandoning him, and the receipts keep piling up. Unless a miracle happens, Doctor. Umar isn't walking back into his so-called academy. He's walking straight into a prison cell. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.